Hey guys, Jacqueline Fernandez here at the Alert Center. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Today we are chatting with the Better Business Bureau about National Consumer Protection Week. That is this week. So there are some tips and some suggestions that the Better Business Bureau wants us to know, wants us to be aware of, so we don't fall victim of those scams or, God forbid, have our identity stolen from us. So joining us now to chat a little bit more about that is Tristan with the BBB. Tristan, thanks so much for joining us here at the Alert Center today. Oops, I don't think I've got you. There we go. All right, thanks again for joining us. I think I had your audio kind of on the low point there. Tell us a little bit about, we always talk about these scams, and today especially we have a First Alert 6 weather day. And while many of us are trying to stay inside, and scammers never really get a day off, right?
Absolutely. It's something that we have continued to see just over time, especially with today's day and age and social media and the internet just continuing to grow and grow, and especially with AI even able to grow. There's a lot of different ways that scammers will just continue to attack people, and it almost seems like they're getting better and better, finding ways to get in contact with people, and there's so many different things that people don't understand. One thing that is a huge focus point for us here at the BBB is letting people know that if they want you to make an urgent decision, let's say you get an email that says you want a sweepstakes and they say you have 5 minutes to accept this, it's usually a scam, especially when you haven't accepted or even applied for a sweepstakes. People want you to act out of impulse. The same thing as when you go to a grocery store and you're checking out and you look to your right and you see a candy bar and you're like, oh yeah, I want a candy bar. I didn't come here for a candy bar, but sure, I'll take it. So they make you want to act quick without really thinking first.
Yeah, okay, so you don't want to be like that lady there that we just saw who's like, oh no, I don't want to make this decision. I'm not going for the candy bar or the gum. I've got to think this through. So this is really cool. So I'm going to actually head to the your website here real quick so people can take a look. It's bbb.org. Excuse me, and you partnered up with FTC for National Consumer Protection Week. So this is something that, will kind of offer consumers, inform them of their rights and educate them about scam and ID theft specifically. There are different webinars, etc. Let's chat a little bit about some basic tips. Can you kind of just go through a list for us and just tell us some tips that perhaps we should have memorized at this point?
Yes, absolutely. So number one, is just don't send money to people that you don't know. I know with Facebook Marketplace or different places like that, it's easy to see something great and you're like, oh, I want to buy this right now. And you don't really do any research. You kind of just say, here's my money. You send them a Venmo, you send them a Zelle, you send them just a form of money instantly. And then you have no clue, maybe you don't get a receipt right back. So there's so many forms of payment that are easy not to track. So that's kind of the main focus when it comes to knowing who you're working with. And if it's a business, make sure to search them online, go to their website, and if it is a kind of a sketchy website or a website you haven't seen before, make sure to look it up elsewhere, see if you've seen anything about scams or people leaving negative reviews saying, oh, I never received the item that I purchased. So there's plenty of different things that we can do. I think the number one focus is to take a step back when we are in those situations. Like I said before, people like to act on impulse or they make you make urgent decisions when all we need to do is just take a step back and, look at the kind of factors that are playing into this procedure and just realize that most of the time, if they want you to do something quick and they want you to, send them money, it's usually a scam. Another thing along with that is just keep your identity as private as possible. There's so many ways that people can find your identity. So we recommend using multi-factor authentication anytime you're logging in, whether it's, for a credit card website or anything like that, just so, someone can't somehow find your password and they're just logged in like that. So there's so many different things that we can go ahead and do prior to making a transaction.
Yeah, for sure. And again, you have all this very clearly laid out on the website. So again, bbb.org. Let's head over there again. So yeah, we talked about that first basic tip really well. So don't send money to someone who you haven't met. If you click on the side here, it kind of tells you, gives you an example. So don't send a wire transfer, prepaid debit card, or gift card. Just don't do it, right? Because once you send that cash over, that's pretty much cash in hand that's gone. Never click on links or attachments and unsolicited emails or texts. That's how people put malware on your devices. And then don't trust the legitimacy of something by the way that it looks, like you were just saying. So always important to kind of double, triple check, make sure that you know what you're seeing is real, right? So trust your instincts too. Can you chat a little bit about that for us, Tristan?
Yeah, I think it goes back to, taking a deep breath and realizing that there are scams out there. I think a lot of people may not have been scammed before or haven't seen an email or a text message that, seems like a scam. So they're kind of caught off guard by it. They get an email and it says, oh, you just won a sweepstakes for $2,000. All you have to do is click this link and type in your information and we'll send it right over to you. So there's so many different ways that scammers will try to get you. I think the number one thing is just to take a deep breath, realize that if they're making you do this in 5 minutes or less, it's probably not real. And also realize that you have time and you have all the abilities in the world with the internet now to even just do your research. So let's say you get a email from a business saying that they're offering you this, sweepstakes or you won this. Take a step back, look it up online, do your research, and then also you can reach out to the BBB as well. And we have plenty of people who are first responders that will answer your call right away and will just let you know, like, hey, we haven't heard anything about this business. We don't have them on our directory. This most likely is a scam. So we urge caution when it comes to things like that. And when it comes to making payments, do not send them over email. Do not send any credit card information over email or any just private information either, whether it's Social Security or anything like that. Do your research prior and don't be so quick to, pull the trigger on making a transaction.
Right, yes, some quality tips there, especially during National Consumer Protection Week. So Tristan, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it.
Awesome, thank you for having me.
All right, we'll see ya. All right, guys, that was Tristan with the Better Business Bureau, just kind of giving us some tips that we should kind of maybe memorize if we can during National Consumer Protection Week. Now, I know that the weather clearly on everyone's mind, so I'm going to kind of just go through a basic review of the weather, and meteorologist Jade Steffens, of course, will have a lot more details for you coming up here at the Alert Center around 1 o'clock, 1:15-ish. So let's take a live look outside here real quick from our first national camera. Here's from the Missouri River. So it looks pretty relaxed out there. Nothing too crazy. The wind is not blowing that American flag around, but a little different picture on 90th and Dodge with the American flag there. So let's head over there now. Looks like traffic is really kind of piling up in that area. And a little bit of wind, a lot more wind compared to that first image we just showed you. But yeah, so definitely some traffic right now in the metro during the noon hour. Maybe people are trying to work remote from home, so you don't have to put up with all that weather later tonight. So here's another look from Children's, Nebraska. So again, a lot of traffic out there as we have our First Alert 6 weather day to look forward to. So perhaps you noticed some morning drizzle. We're expecting some rain and storms tonight. That snow changeover, Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord says will happen from 6 to 9 p.m. Expect a high of 56. Then this evening, snow through 3 a.m. with 3 to 6 inches total, blowing snow and blizzard conditions out there. So you do not want to be in this situation on Dodge. You do not want to be out there driving, right? Probably not a good idea. So for the very latest on our weather and the stories that we're working on right now, you can always head to firstalert6.com. And I do want to alert you to the banners here. So here's this alert, the teal banner for snow and strong wind causing blizzard conditions. So if we kind of just scroll down here and close that video and kind of close this pop-up for you. But yeah, so this is really what we're most concerned with at this point. So Rusty has this all kind of laid out for you in the single graphic, so you can kind of see what to expect tonight. So thunder showers, then snow after 6 p.m. So it seems like the big weather indicator will happen after 6, and then of course into those whiteout conditions. If you are traveling this evening, maybe asked to head home a little bit earlier than you might otherwise. But again, as I mentioned earlier, meteorologist Jade Steffens will be up here shortly in the next hour or so around 1 o'clock to kind of give you a breakdown of what exactly you can expect and kind of a better timeline for you. Now in the interim, just want to say thanks so much for joining us at the Alert Center, and please do stay tuned for our broadcast at 3 o'clock with Dave Zabalinski. We'll see you then.